Welcome to my Draw My Life, where I will be drawing out my life. So, this is me. I was born in somewhere a little unusual. It was actually in the middle of a forest. Nice sunny day. And there was a little twist. My parents were actually dogs, but, you know, every family's kind of weird. Even though my parents were dogs, that didn't stop us from doing normal things. I enjoyed playing catch with my dad on a regular basis. He was very good at playing catch, because he was a dog, obviously. We also had a little bit unusual of a home. It was actually a little cave in the side of a mountain, but it was very scenic. We had a nice, beautiful view of the forest underneath. The only problem with living in the mountains is there wasn't really a school nearby, which kind of stalled my education, as you can tell by the fact that I misspelled school. So as I was growing up, I didn't really know any math. I didn't have many friends because we were just isolated. I was pretty much all alone on my own, with the exception of my parents. Then one day, me and my mom were going for a walk, and a hunter came out of the woods, and he shot my mom. The next couple days were rather sad. Me and my dad buried our mom, or, well, as best as we could, because we lived in a cave. And we surrounded her coffin with broccoli, because that was her favorite food, and it was our way of paying our respects. But eventually, life moved on, and I continued to do things with my dad. He taught me how to hunt and eat a wild deer, and the first time I saw it, it was pretty impressive. After a bit of hard work, I could also hunt and eat a deer, and my dad was pretty proud of me for that. As I got older, I also discovered my passion, which happened to be food, specifically soup. I had this soup that I just loved to make. So I would make this soup every day for my dad, and he loved it. It was probably his favorite food that he's ever eaten, and so I made it quite often. Eventually I turned 18 years old, and I decided that it was time to move to a big city. And even though it was pretty sad, it was also happy because I had one thought on my mind, and that was my food. So when I got to the city, the first thing I did was open up a food shop, and I was very happy about it. It was a little small, but it was nice. Sadly, my food wasn't as big of a hit with the people in the city as it was with my dad. I got lots of very low reviews saying things like, it tasted like dog food, or ew. I grew very sad as my food shop was labeled the dog food shop. But then someone came along, someone who was a very well-known chef, and they came to my food shop. This world-renowned chef was Gordon Ramsay, and so on that fateful day that he came in, he sat down at a chair. I served him my signature dish, and he tried it. After eating my dish, he turned, and he looked at me, and then he said, "Al dente."